I'm doing like a half and half mask because I had a zit on the bottom. It looks so crazy. I love you guys. I have to be honest with you, I just haven't been feeling very fucking good lately. I'm feeling like sad because like my dad and shit. It's been affecting me quite a bit. So when you guys do your moisturizing masks like this one's good. This one, I don't know, I got from a friend of mine. It's 24 karat gold facial, and it has a lot of moisture in it. Babe, am I seriously? I feel like I'm on two Facebook lives. Am I? Or no? I don't know, baby. Okay. Pull some cards in just a second, but the first thing I can see out here, I'm not going to do yesterday's. You are a bright energy, and it says color uplifts you. Um, Thank you guys again for just subscribing to the channel and being so sweet and so kind and just amazing. You guys have been really just a great person to me, and it's just been really supportive and really helpful through the times, like that are difficult for me. So I really just want to say thank you. There's this. You guys are my favorite thing to do. I'm not gonna lie. I want to be like camping, and I think that I hear for a lot of us, like, so, like, I don't know, like for me, sometimes I feel like I hear like the moment is now. I'll tell you what inspired me to feel like that. I had this client, and she inherited a house, and she didn't even hesitate. I thought to myself, what would it have been like if you inherited a house? You know what I mean? Because not everybody gets that option. How do you guys feel like this reading is going with me looking? Can you guys concentrate? Um, and she just was gonna sell it. I said, "Are you gonna keep it or whatever?" She's like, "Oh fuck no, I'm selling that shit, dude. So I'm not put. She's like, what am I supposed to do? Basically, like, I don't have time to take care of that." And I was like, "What the fuck?" She didn't think about it, and it just helped me open my eyes, And I'm not saying that that was necessarily the right thing for her to think, but she was willing to just sell the house and just take a leap of faith. And so I just feel like, says you're a bright energy and color uplifts you, and it says that we need to find balance in our life. And so we talk about that all the time. We talk about, the sections and where we're not balanced out. And so we should probably review that. We should probably see in what areas of our life we could use a little bit more time. And I think that a lot of us could do a lot more of a lot of things. I think in this group, a lot of us probably think a lot and we might work a lot. And even when we do anything that's really like satisfying, it's not really as satisfying as like in any way whatsoever that it used to be or could be. You know what I mean? How we feel. And I think that there's a balance card really coming out here. I think to me, it just really says like, hey, all the answers are always going to be the same for as far as like what to refer to. And I was thinking that the other day too. Sometimes like we're sitting there thinking about what else we could do, and it straight up says right here, that this is what we need to turn to. And so I'm pretty sure that like anybody's imbalance is probably literally fucking a lot of things. I know I haven't spent any time with my family pretty much since July, maybe August at the max. So pretty short there, as far as that goes. So even if we just did mine as a demo, dude, I'm gonna show you how fucking like you should write one of these too. And if you get a whiteboard, you can just erase it. But this is what I think we need to be referring to realistically, so we can get a good old visual of what's really going on. I don't think anybody. I think this is really like the simple solution, possibly. All right, so in all reality, I'm not even. I don't date right now. Fuck, I need to get out there and do some more fun stuff. So my love life is very minimal. Very minimal. Friends is very minimal. Okay, I'm actually going to just wipe my hands off real quick. This is going to get bad. We're going to see exactly through a visual, exactly where maybe some people. So if you want, I'm going to go make a cup of coffee. You can get your own self a little piece of paper. just to start. We're going to do it. If you want, you can do this together. I think this is probably the solution, but you're going to do a circle, and just draw an X through it, and draw a line right down the middle. I'm going to go make a cup of coffee, and then I'm going to look at this and scribble it out. And it's going to get a good visual of exactly how much time we're spending on one thing and not the other. Hi, honey. Thank you. Or do you like to do that? Maybe dangling over the front where you would walk up on the steps to one side. Because that would be like really like this. Alright. We're gonna get in trouble for listening today. What do you mean? So I want you to download Lyft. Oh yeah. Because that's what I had ready for you, but I didn't feel you. I was like, I woke you up like 2 times. Well, if I know, dude. I was like sad around my dad last night, dude. I literally like. I know, that's why I just like used to leave. It's all bad for me, man. It hurts my feelings. You go, buddy? Yeah, guys, like this whole fucking like depression shit is like no joke. I've never really felt like depressed about. Like I guess I did. Felt like that with Martin, but this is different a little bit because Martin, I don't know. It's just different. It's my dad, you know. Anyways, I'm trying not to like think about it too much. Yesterday was really hard for me. So pissed off about it. Alright, so you have these. And the next card before we start this out is 3 of Cups, so that's good. You have a work celebration. It represents friendship and family gatherings, and it is a great time to get together with caring, fun people, and that's what I was going to say. If you're in the reverse and you're not feeling so good, it says that the 3 of Cups tarot card shows feeling pressured to conform. If there's a disconnect between you and a group of people, resist the urge to change yourself to gain their approval. It is not needed. Stay true to yourself. Mm-hmm. That's cool. That's cool. I think honestly, for some people, I could even like resonate with like your own damn family, honey. Yeah, no problem. Says you're lucky to have such supportive people at your side if you're in the upright. Some of you guys could have wonderful friends, wonderful family, and let your loved ones know how much they mean to you. It says that you got 2 or the other. It says that either your friends and your family and the people around you are actually very toxic, and that it says do not conform and don't do what they say just because they tell you to do it. It says don't do that. It said, and then it says that some of you guys have such wonderful family that maybe with it saying tell them how much you love them, they could be saying that maybe they show you a lot of love and it's a little bit imbalanced, and so just return the favor And that's common. A lot of times there's one person in the relationship that's super spoily and the other one is like the one, and it's not like meant to be like that at first. It's just like there's one that really gives a lot. And then there's another one that, has always been giving to. They're not taking necessarily, but they were given to. And they don't really pick up the habit of the giving part. And so you might want to try to teach them or slow down a little bit if you feel like you give somebody too much and they don't give to you at all. And then you can just talk to them and be like, hey, I always feel like I do this for you, but you don't do it for me. Just see how they react or what they say or what they do and go from there. Nothing that we do or say doesn't guarantee a result. It just means that you're good at communicating whatever you have to say, and you're also good at receiving. You're content with whatever answer because you're realizing that it's not about getting a result. It's just about learning how to be brave and speaking your mind a lot of times. All right, so spirituality, I think we got this pretty good. I think we are, we work on spirituality every day. So I'm strong with that. I feel like that's what I've been getting very, very close to is God. And trying to disconnect from all the 3Ds. I started that when I went to Alaska. Alaska for me reminds me of the Full card because it literally has a guy with a bag on it and it says to take a leap of faith and just take one bag with you and dip. That was crazy for me when I went to Alaska because I actually am a beautician and I literally rolled in on the ship in all pink. Like it was literally like Legally Blonde shit. I was like got my little suitcase. Everybody was staring like what the fuck? Literally. And then it just happened. It didn't matter that I was in all pink. It didn't matter to me anything. I'm a girl that wears all pink. That goes fucking on a fishing boat. And literally, I just felt like I was in my realm, dude. They may not have seen that, but that's what we're seeing in 3 Cups. We got people that fucking don't think you're welcome there, fucking feed a fish. Literally. And if you want to be there, be there. I never in the world thought I would have went to Alaska. I could go to Alaska at least fucking 4 months out of the year and work on that boat happily. Friends, I feel like you guys are my friends. I love you very much, but I'm not going to lie. This pretty much, this goes into my career. I've considered this to be my dream job, be teaching. So I'll just do the social media is good. My career is good. I always focus on my career. You can see that. So I'm big on spirituality and career. And I'm big on myself. Does that mean my health is in order? Fuck no. I went to the dentist. Congratulations, Sarah. You actually went. I was surprised to find out I didn't fucking have any cavities, so that's cool. I try to keep up on appointments, but it's because I have a kid. I hate going to the doctor personally. I would have been fine being a fucking pilgrim out in the middle of nowhere and riding a horse, and I would have told him that the doctor died. You know what I mean? I would have given him a fucking leaf just like I did my sister and told her to eat it because she's Littlefoot. They would have been fine. Okay. So love, how often do I love? Love's tricky for me right now because I don't feel like I have an emotional connection. I feel like when I think about love, the closest thing to love for me would be the Chris guy that I see because he's very loving and he's like a dad type of energy. Like for his kids, I never had an energy like that with my dad. Like me and my dad's not the type that holds you and cuddles you or anything like that. We went skiing and we were more adventurous together. My dad's a total like adventurous. And so we were like more onto sports and shit like that. We were not cuddlers. So when I hang out with Chris is very sweet. He's a great dad to his kids. I mean, his kids can jump up there and they just sit on his lap and they'll fall asleep. And it's just adorable. I've never had that from anybody my mom never did that and neither did my dad. And so for me, I'm learning how to love. If anything, what's up, girl? Where? Oh, that. So cute. I love you. I'm learning how to love, and that's something that I think you should just recognize right here. I'll go ahead and do a small sliver, and that's not a big one. But we can say right here, maybe we're giving ourselves a little credit. Because I'm not going to say that I don't have love, and I'm not going to say that I'm not willing to fall in love. But the reason why I've slowed down a little bit since I fucking was dating and I was like messing up relationships is because we have to learn That's ugly. What are you doing, bitch? Okay. Learning. So give yourself credit where it's due. You don't want to just be like, oh yeah, don't do that, don't do that, don't do that. Because your visual, you're gonna learn in all these different forms. You're gonna hear it, so they're gonna say, you need to do better. Okay, well that's the version of hearing it. You're gonna see it. You need to do better. So what would be a visual do better? Seeing a happy couple, maybe if you're not a happy couple. So that would be, and then thinking it, you'd be like, man, they're saying I need to do better. But all of that is just a word. That's not even anything to do with learning how to do better. Telling somebody, and that's what I realized personally as I was going through change. But I didn't know that for 2 decades of time, I was around leaders that were just telling me to do better. So that would be them saying you're not good enough. That's what they don't realize. And I never programmed it to be that way, but it's actually scientifically proven. It says that it's a big part of success is how you speak the words. It's not your information, it's your delivery. And just, finding a way to communicate things in a way that is helpful and not hurtful to another person is a big deal. And also when you pay attention to how you're communicating it, what are the results that you were getting? Were you just really pretty much like trying it again, nobody was getting anywhere? Or do you see some people figuring that out and the other ones still struggling? And so you might have to change your approach to certain people, but not every person. And so that's what you're really just looking at. You're like, what are the results that my approach brings me in my own life and other people's lives? And then we're going to go, okay, so why is that sliver we learned that? It's because I've never even had nurturing parents. I've never really had face-to-face conversations. I grew up on a farm. So we took orders. We worked hard. That would put me in my masculine energy a lot of the time. There's a lot of reasons why I can tell you now that I've had some time alone to think about maybe why I wasn't what my man in the past expected me to be, which wasn't my fault either. I shouldn't have been expected to be anything. But over time, I've learned that, and been accountable. Are you okay? I've been accountable for everything that I've done in a relationship. So, what are some reasons? Go. I'm trying to do this. What are some reasons that you maybe feel like you are not having the best kind of love life in your life without blaming another person? Even if I said, I'm learning how to love and that I didn't have the same type of relationship with my parents, I'm okay with that because when I'm not gonna lie, like I'll say things like I like to call my man daddy, so like I don't have any issues there with that being weird to me, and I see that a lot of people do, so I feel like that's a pro. And I feel like also this is gonna be really good for me and my man because this is something that I should have been able to do with my original and very firstborn leaders, in my opinion. So if I can actually find someone who I have been able to have a breakthrough with as far as like all of these like actual like non-personal things, because love is personal almost in the past, but love is really outward. You got to figure out what it is that you need to just like be content with out here. We just think love is love. What is love? Love in the past was fucking what? Get married, have kids, fucking move in together, pay bills. Pretty much. Find a good man. What is it? Find somebody who has a good job. They didn't really, in the old days you wanted to be attractive, but it was really about like money, attraction, and status. It was about obedience, being a great parent. It was about what you could uphold, your image that you could uphold as a family. And honestly, that had nothing to do with love. That was structure. That was a structure. That was a structure to follow. That was just a suggestion to follow. Honey, can you please go over here? Get out of the whiteboard. So, love to you can be anything that you want. And that's what I want you to think about. Instead of feeling like this whole section is empty, ask yourself, do you feel positive or negative when you think about that emptiness? I feel fine with it because, like, what am I supposed to do? For one, I don't even feel emotionally, like, ready or able to, I'm, like, emotionally disconnected right now. Like, for me right now, my heart is actually cracked down the center. Big time, dude. Big time, dude. So is this the time to fucking go and fall in love? Fuck no. What am I gonna do then? If you got a cracked heart right down the middle, dude, then why would you think that it's time to have love? Realistically, I already tell you, but realistically, think about it. Why would you think it's time to have love? Do you think that because you have a cracked heart and these things are gone, like what is even making a cracked heart? For me, it's my fucking dad's death. I'm busted open about it. And I also have things to resolve within it still. And so I would be only looking for love to what? Probably be held. I like to be held sometimes. Like I've been actually so sad that I could like use a hug and I never feel like that. So those are just things that you have to realize within you. You don't have to look at it like, oh, I'm an idiot here, 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 here. And then you have to see, like we can see, at least that's good. I'm happy with the fact that we have a full spirituality. I think we spend most of our time on spirituality, and that's good. We're learning how to put God first for once in our fucking life, not our parents first, not our friends, not our lover. And so when you see these a little bit empty, that's okay. We're just taking an actual fucking toll, you know, at this time, and this will change every fucking few weeks. It should. Some weeks at work you have a great week. Sometimes it's a holiday, and so you might be able to fill this sliver in over here. But I didn't have anybody over on the holiday. But I have seen my sister. So over the last few days. So what have I done since the last chart? I'm not gonna lie. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna move these circles actually to where it should be. I don't want to draw X's. I'm gonna make my circles accurate, and we're gonna start seeing the slivers. I think visual. Well, you're supposed to learn. You're supposed to learn. Amen. Sorry. You're supposed to learn. This was my dad's favorite kind of Jay Dizzle. He was so funny. These are called stingers. So if you guys ever get a stinger, my dad is so funny. My dad is such a dork. He's always been such a dork when it came to Mary. And my dad could find one flake of weed, and he'll be like, it could be like that. He'll be like, try this, Tara. It's fucking choice. It's choice. I'm like, Dad, what is that? Is it a booger? He's like, don't do that. I'm like, Dad, get away from me. Literally, he'll be like, my dad's a one-hit Sally, and so he just thinks he's so ripped, dude, after one hit. And he smoked the stinger one time. That's the only reason I even remember the name. He's so funny. I'm well known in my family for having the most strongest J's. Everybody in my family, I didn't know they felt like that. But they crack me up, dude. Every time I roll in, dude, I just bring a whole bunch, dude. I go to the store and I'll buy a few $100s worth of just random shit. That's usually what I'll do is I'll save all my points for the holidays, and I'll get them all fucking new devices and shit. And they love it. And my dad, he loved the stingers, and he almost fucking died one day just trying one of these bad boys. He was like, what the? Oh my gosh. So it actually cracks me up every time. So that's what we were looking at. I'm going to go ahead and erase this from here. I'm a whiteboard girl. I think I'm going to do a whole whiteboard back there. I think I might order it today. That way I can just have a desk right there for you guys like I do in my classrooms, and then we can just like be like alert. Okay. So for those of you who are doing really well, you've started some really positive new relationships, your board is probably going to be a little different than this. I think you would do a board now of almost like, and we'll probably have to get into that because I only have 2 whiteboards. We're going to do this demo, but we'll have to start doing a board with a circle with activities that couples can do. And we will check out and see what you as a couple, if you're balanced out as a couple. Because when you fall in love, that's why you want to take it as slow as you can, because a lot of people are like, oh, love, 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 love. Well, what is love in the old days? We just talked about that. It's fucking boring. It's obedience. It's service work. The fuck? Love your butt cheeks. Fuck out of my face. Okay, so remember, we're going to do a circle. Let me see. Go. Okay. So we're going to do our circle. This is easy. It's super easy. I like to get these whiteboards. I'm a big, like, writer person. So you're just going to draw a circle. I think that pin needs to go to the garbage. I don't like it anymore. I don't want it. When you guys, if you guys ever have a permanent marker anywhere, hand sanitizer takes it off. What the fuck is going on? Getting upset. Oh. I was like, where in the fuck are all my pins? But I was a dork. I actually organized them. Sitting there digging through the drawer, and this green giant box is right there. Look, I tried to do the right thing. Okay. Hazel, can you go to get me a sausage egg McMuffin? Do you mind? You remember how to drive. Okay. Okay, well, I see Baby Wife Cheryl and doing this, and I heard somebody, you know what I heard once? They said, there ain't no motherfucking way a bitch is clean down there if there ain't no baby wipes on the back of the fucking toilet. Cracked me up a little bit. I guess it's true, to be honest, if you think about it. How the fuck could you just take a dry fucking wipe? You don't even do that with your baby. Would you just take, why did we start thinking that because a kid can wipe their own ass, we should do it from wet to dry? That is actually funny. And I never forgot that. And I thought, that's fucking hilarious. But I actually agree with the smell. Okay, so I'm hearing for some of you guys, your issue with dating is that you smell down there. I know that's very fucking random and very straight up, but it's true. For some of you guys, it can be a very, very serious problem. All right, so the clay on the bottom you guys see here was to pull like oil and zit stuff out of my. You see where it gets all crunchy down there? So if you have a zit, I feel better. Yeah, it's right there, I think. See, that's where you're like, it doesn't feel painful. So it's not gonna like remove the zit. Zit is so your skin actually opens and closes. That's why your pores, you see the sweat come out and everything. So when you're hot, your skin will open its pore. Just like if you're in a sauna. Your pores open. That's why they say go into the sauna. You can sweat all your toxins out. So if you actually have zits and shit, going to the sauna might be a good idea for you because you need your pores open to release the dirt. While your pores are open, that's why you could use a hot rag. You need to have the heat to open your skin. So the skin has to be opened in order to release the pus underneath the top surface unit. So just first you'll start with like cleaning your face. Tea tree is also amazing for zit fighting. I have a lot of clients that come into the salon, men in general. They're the ones that taught me about it. A man taught me about it. He literally was looking for tea tree because he said he had back acne, and even just by him simply washing his fucking hair and letting it run down his back, it fought all of his neck and back acne. And I thought, that's fucking awesome. And so ever since then, I buy it myself. I love tea tree for body wash. Tea tree is really, really good. Tea tree does so much different stuff. The Paul Mitchell tea trees, I do like the Paul Mitchell tea tree shampoo. But if I was to recommend a tea tree conditioner, get the tea tree lavender. The tea tree lavender is so amazing. And lavender has a different purpose. Tea tree is for if you have like dry scalp. Tea tree is soothing. But so is lavender. The tea tree conditioner is very thick and green and goopy. And the lavender one, it's really honestly just like a regular. It's just like a regular nice creamy conditioner. And if you have like dry scalp or anything, it doesn't really matter. You can do whatever you want. I'm going to get in the bath. I have a bubble bath going, but I'm just going to put it in there to get out of my hand. But it's way different than the goopy, thick, green tea tree conditioner. If you guys want to use the green conditioner, you can. But I don't think a lot of women want to use like a heavy ass fucking nasty product personally because you can feel it on your hair. And I think women are a little bit picky. And if you're a picky person, get the Tea Tree Lavender conditioner. I do not get Tea Tree Lavender. You can get Tea Tree Lavender shampoo if you want. But typically, I use tea tree as a face wash a lot of times. And I put it on my loofah. You know what's so funny? On the boat, there was a girl named Loofah. I didn't know. And all the dudes kept walking. I'll never forget this. They kept walking up to me over and over, asking me all the time if I knew where the loofah was. Bro, where the fuck would I know where you loofah was? You know what I mean? The fuck are you trying to say right now? I was like getting offended. Like I said, why would I have been in your shower? I don't even know. I didn't even like it. I didn't like it one bit. Dude, they would always be getting me trying to figure out what they say. I was like one of 3 white persons on a boat with like all islanders, which is fine. I don't have any problems, but I was the prep chef, and so like onion. I don't remember. They were asked. I would like repeat it back and forth, and I could not figure out what they said. But if you are somebody who has a zits, tea tree's a great, healthy way to go about it. Tea tree is also used to fight off parasites. All parasites don't like the smell of mint, in case you didn't know. So if you work in a close-knit environment where you're around a bunch of people in any type of facility, a teacher, if you ride the city bus, anything like that, obviously there's parasites everywhere. I actually teach the parasite class. I teach college students about skin diseases and disorders, as well as nail disorders. So it's been a really awesome experience being able to teach about the human body. That's what I teach, in case you don't know. I teach all about the human body from the hair all the way to the mind. That's my class. I also get to teach the electricity class, which was cool. My Uncle David's an electrician, and I actually really love electricity. The reason why I have to teach them about the electrical class is because they use an outlet. And so since they also touch the human body, they want to make sure that they don't shock you to death. So it's cool. Got to learn about a lot of cool things, and I'm really happy with whatever I fucking teach. I got to teach the juniors and the sophomores when I teach class. This is my specialty. I can teach the seniors or the freshmen too, but I typically focus on juniors and sophomores. They're my favorite. My favorite class is sophomores. That's my specialty. I love my sophomores. I'm the sophomore teacher because they're just laid back. They get out of the fucking 9-week class. They're no longer the little rookies of the place. They're starting to have more fun. The senior class is very serious. So is the 8-week class, I feel like, just because they're either leaving school and they need a test, or they're coming in and they need to fucking understand the foundation. So it's very, very strict. And also, if you guys don't know, in college, you only get 1 week for every subject. So the government, and it's not your teacher that picks that, the government and OSHA put it together between 2 things: safety and health. Like, OSHA's in charge of you being able to keep your clients safe and sanitary. They want to make sure that you don't come in with scabies and give somebody a massage, since it's contagious. So what do they say? How are you going to know if somebody has scabies? We have to know that. We have to actually do consultations on the body, and we have to be able to scan human bodies and look for any markings that we can see ahead of time, because they don't have to release confidential information if they don't want to, especially not medical. And so if your provider doesn't have the skills to be able to be aware of her own surroundings or his own surroundings while he is working with different people out there, in his profession, he can pick things up and transfer it from client to client. So that's where we learn about the parasites. Parasites are really fun to learn about. Don't judge me. But I think I already knew about the parasites being fought off by tea tree. Parasites are scabies, lice, bed bugs, and they all actually have different bite forms. So you can tell who has what. So I'm gonna do this with you while I draw this map. I love this class because I get to do like a whole whiteboard, and I take the critters and I blow them up, and the critter runs across the whiteboard, and then they're like, ah! You know what I mean? And they're like, it's pretty fucking vivid. It's just great. I love to bring everything to life in my classroom. Sometimes when we have to do review for tests, I'll set up fucking musical chair review. That shit's funny. Funny as fuck, dude, to go to college. I like to make it fun because it says as a teacher, you got to switch your learning style, your teaching style up every 20 minutes to keep your students entertained. I've never seen a teacher switch things up every 20 minutes. But if they followed the actual steps to keep your child happy and entertained, they would have a great time in class. And your teacher would actually, a teacher's duty is to be able to be paying attention to the room. I know all my students. I know everything about them. Everything. I know who their boyfriends are. I know when they're waking up. I know that some of them are single moms that are bartenders. I pay very close attention to every part of their life because if your student has a fucking breakup and she's a bartender, she's obviously emotionally fucking struggling. It's not about what I tell her to do right. It's about what she's mentally and emotionally going through. And her brain can't concentrate. And so we need to know that. We need to know what the fuck's going on with our people. It's not about do right. It's fucking be a good fucking leader. You should be peering out and understanding that everybody's different. And if you don't see the beauty in their difference, then you will expect them to be one way. They're not that way. They're beautiful and they're amazing. And I really get so upset about teachers being rude. That's their future. There's a lot of people that are mean in school. I didn't really know that. I knew the girls were mean sometimes. I didn't know. I didn't have a problem in college. I was a straight A student my whole life. I'll legit cry if I get a B. I full-blown cried. I got a B one time in college. I started bawling right in the middle of the classroom. Martin actually was my teacher at that time, and everybody just came around me. They were so sweet at the desk, and they were like, it's okay, and I did not feel it was okay. So I really value school. But when I became a teacher, I'll tell you how I learned that teachers were mean. There was this girl named Corey Ellicksman that was actually getting fired, which she didn't even know. But Martin had come to me for about 2 years at my salon, and he actually asked me before I even left the college I went to. He's the owner of that college, and he asked me when I was leaving to please stay and take the course to be a teacher. But Corey had actually taken that course with a few other people right after school. You can go and take a program. You can go to college and graduate and get your license for whatever you want to go to college for. And you do not have to go to the field and actually work in the field for some places if you don't want to. You can come right back in and actually start being a teacher. And all of the students that knew those teachers did that had no respect for them, because they were like, why would I listen to you? You literally, you only know exactly what I know was their mindset. You've never done anything other than what we're all studying for in the same book. And so I just paid attention to that, and I guess it's true. You know, how would they know much more? So I didn't go. I didn't take the job. I went out and started working in the salons. And then a few years later, he just kept coming. And he kept coming over and over and asking me. Finally, a few years later, I came back and took the second course and became a teacher. And she was actually the one he said some of the teachers just are not cutting it, dude. They're not cutting it. I didn't really know what that meant. I became the manager of that school, as well as I was doing it for 6 years. Martin ended up taking his life or being whatever happened to him. I don't even know. Weird shit, dude. Came to work and found him. But yeah, for 6 years, I dedicated my fucking self as a manager and a teacher to that school, and I loved it. During that time, I'll show you, I can't tell you how many years, year after year after year, I was the only teacher that those kids wanted to be in the classroom with. And I knew why. Those bitches treated me like shit as a fucking coworker. Ellicksman told everybody when I first started working there not even to call me by my name. She told them to call me cadet. Okay. I just took your job and I ranked up to manager and you've been here for years. So don't let anybody bring you down, but they will. Dude, Pam, she was so obsessed with her own self. She didn't know any student's name except for Maram's. She had a crush on the male student, Maram. She liked foreigners. There was a stairway that came down I think it was maybe once a week, I think it was once a week. I don't know, maybe it was every morning. I don't even know at this point, I forgot. But sometimes we would, all as teachers, like the teacher's office is at the top of the stairs, and then you get down and on the first floor, the school's 5 stories. But the first floor is where all the students would congregate. The teachers go do the office in the morning. The little teachers meeting thingy, we'd get whatever we want to say together, and we'd all walk down on the stairs, bro. I show you not, dude. I can still feel her shape behind me. She makes me cringe, legit. Cringe. She's such a fucking creepy person. Narcissistic bitch. Literally, dude, if your child says they're being treated like shit at school, they are not fucking lying. I swear to God. I would have never fucking believed that had I not became a teacher. Are you fucking kidding me? Some of the teachers will only work with legit 5 students. I experienced this myself in school. I didn't know that. I guess I got really lucky in school. I had outstanding teachers in both elementary, middle, high school, and my college course, to be honest. Outstanding. I consider my leaders that I've learned from, I call them the Karate Kid leader. They were very consistent with me. I have some of the best skills I've ever seen in my life. Truly, I'm not bragging. I just notice. I see how other people cut hair and what they do. They don't have the skills that I have. My leaders taught me well. Well, I don't know. They faded off or something because now people work for money. They don't work for passion. And one place that they work for money is in the school. Don't ever not trust your child when they say a teacher is abusive. They are extremely abusive. Extremely abusive. Pam, she failed Kinsey, which was bullshit. Kinsey didn't come to school in uniform on her senior testing day. Pam Burwell literally failed her because she was out of uniform and made her pay the whole fucking $30,000 for tuition just to be a bitch. That's a fact, Pam. You did that. That is a bitch-ass move. I was so pissed. Kinsey was one of my most... I'll never forget Kinsey. Now, Kinsey, I don't know what kind of... she's very dominant. She's one of your students that's... she's like one of those fucking motherfuckers that are going to beat your ass, if need be. So, as a teacher, you got to convert at any time when you're next to somebody. Kinsey was left-handed. See, I tell you, I know everything about my students, and I haven't even been there since 2000. That was in 2015. So all these years later, I can remember what hand do you fucking use, bitch. That's what some teachers will do. And some want to fucking fuck Maram and fail fucking the females. There are narcissistic women all over the place. Dude, that bitch straight fucking failed Kinsey. Kinsey does not have her license today. Pam was the manager at that time. I fired Pam. Just so everybody knows, I fired you, Pam, and you know it. We lied. We're so nice, we bought that bitch a cake. We pretended that she retired that day. She didn't retire. I fired her and I took her job because she was a liar. I caught Pam in Martin's office one day, literally, calling his dad with a stack of decorations that she had actually gathered from students with Siobhan. And they were trying to get me to come in there and turn on my boss. Pam wanted Martin's school. I said, what the fuck? I hate declaration writers. I was so pissed, dude. My mom is a declaration writer. She's fucking snitched me out fucking hella time. So Pam was in the wrong damn room right then. I got so fucking pissed, bro. I told him, you guys are fucking stupid, dude. I literally went and told my fucking boss, dude. My boss was so chill. That's what I'm telling you. I have great leaders. I'm pretty sure those two fucking took him out because we fired him 9 months prior. They both thought they were going to take that school. They were trying to take the school, and they didn't get their way. My boss was so chill. He was just like, okay. He was home smoking a cigarette. I said, what are we going to do? Fire him on Monday. I said, Monday? Why the fuck Monday? He said, Tara, you never want to fire a dumb bitch on Friday. Gives them all weekend to fuck with your building. Okay. Oh, yeah, we fired those bitches. And then he died 9 months later. 9 months to me is a big number. I still believe they did it. Absolutely. And I have a lot of reasons to. I'll be coming for you next. There's a lot of clients that wrote statements against those girls. They said that Siobhan kept talking about how his body smelled days after. Wow. Really? That was interesting because I'm the one that found him and called the police. Not to mention that his phone was used multiple times to contact his bank. Umpqua Bank. Umpqua Bank. I can prove everything. People are so stupid. The problem wasn't proving everything, you guys. It was getting ourselves calm the fuck down. That is a big lesson I'm going to teach you guys in this fucking lifetime right now. I've lost court because I was fucking irate. Because you're like, are you fucking kidding me? You did that? And so you come in full force. You can't not do that. In court, you have to be the most mentally and emotionally stable person to win. It's mandatory because you're taking the responsibility of something usually that has to do with the safety of a person. So just stay calm. I want you to know that everything that nobody ever validated you for matters to me. And I can promise you that when we every person in this group, I can promise you, there will be nothing that if you want justice for goes unresolved. My first job was I was going to be a lawyer. But after the declaration thing happened and all the snitching and shit, I was like, fuck you guys. I couldn't be around it. It was just triggering me and shit. I don't do declaration writers. I'll tell you to your fucking face. And I also have never written a student up once in my life. And hi, Genesis. Hi, Rain. But yeah, I love you guys. And just know that honestly, if you guys have ever had a hard time in school, I am sorry. I didn't know that. I'm sorry. You know, that sucks to know that fucking people, you know, I've seen a lot of students drop out. And Kinsey, I'm going to get justice for you too, babe. Whether I'll pay, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to pay her more than her tuition off. That girl was fucking, she tried really fucking hard. Pam, you're a bitch. Literally, dude. Literally. Facts. You're an ugly bitch, dude. Facts. Yeah. Anyways, no, Kinsey, she was left-handed. She did not think I could teach her because I was right. She was very stubborn. She's like, yeah. She was one of my favorite students to actually, because she had a eureka moment. She finally learns it, right? But I will never forget the first time I approached her. And you have to have a certain kind of demeanor for a woman to approach a woman and then teach. People have pride. And they also have, we're insecure. I wasn't somebody that asked for help in school. If I was going to need help in school, I don't know why. It was like I had pride. I pretty much fucking put on my Harry Potter invisibility cloak, would run over here, do a tuck and roll, get over here, and find myself the supply that I thought I needed to fucking fix the job without even asking anybody on the way. And there were plenty of times that I could have asked them how to do it correctly, and I would have saved a lot of time. So, you know, you'll learn. And then you got the ones that are too needy. The ones that won't stop. Matea, you motherfucker. I'll never forget you, Matea, you little shit. But she taught me a lot. Matea is the student who fucking has to ask a question in between everything I say and challenge it. She wanted to know if it was right. So you're telling me this is green, huh? I got really good at saying things like, that is a really good question, Matea. Let me get back to you with an answer. But before I said that, because on stage you get asked these questions. Oh my gosh, I'll tell you this so funny times in my beginning of the career. I've made up this saying my whole life. This says straight up, you're either a boss or a bitch. And that means that when you get hit on the spot to do something, and I probably pretty much came up with this, you can probably get clear back in elementary school because we get asked to, I feel like my face looks better. That's good. I feel well. Actually, your arms are way better. That's cool. I feel like I woke up this morning and looked like a butt. It's been hard for me, dude. I don't even know. It's been different. I just lost my mojo and shit. I have so many beautiful things, but like I'm actually sad. That's when you know you're like actually sad. Is when you don't have any reason really that's how you can tell the difference, I feel like. Before maybe I was like, oh, you know, I'm in shock, or oh, you know, me and Z broke up, or oh, fucking, you know, I did this and that. And it's like, it's none of that. And sometimes you just gotta acknowledge that. You gotta just give your heart a minute to cry. And that's really what we're learning how to do, is give ourselves a minute to fucking actually cry. And it would make sense because this is the last month of the year. If we really say we're going to start next year strong, we're going to have to cry, right? We're going to have to cry out everything from the year before. Why wouldn't we? We're going to rid ourselves of anything prior. And that doesn't ever mean that you have to start in January 1st. You don't really get to choose when you start, but you could start to start. Starting to change your life starts before you literally fucking, you don't just change. You literally have to do a lot of things to get to change. So, like with these boards over here, dude, this is how we get to change. It's balance. It straight up says all things in our life have to be balanced. How often are you hanging out with your friends? Do you have a partner? Friends is one that is interesting to me. I've just seen so many couples be so different. They have such a variety of reactions when it comes to the friends section. Some people don't like their partner. They're insecure, obviously. So if you have an insecure friend, if any of you have partners that honestly are insecure about your friends, we got a big problem here. Because there's going to be a lot of reasons that you might be getting in trouble. Go lay down. Are you... Go! I don't like when you stand in front of my camera. Okay, are you with your friends doing something you shouldn't be? Or is your partner insecure? Because those are two different things. If you're doing fucking a bunch of whack-ass shit, and then you get home, and literally... Your bitch is always like, what the fuck, man? You're drunk, you know, you're stupid, like you're ruining our relationship or vice versa. That is a problem. That is a problem. You're making a choice to be with a person out here that you made a choice to be with. And so it's not saying that you have to do anything that they say you have to do. But you're agreeing that you said you wanted to be with them. So if you're like, I'm not stopping this shit, I'm not going to do it. I want to do it. These are my friends. That's what I'm going to do it. Then fine. By all means, fucking do your thing. But that's where you need to come back over here within yourself and pay attention to that shit. In the last relationship, you're going to say, honestly, Belinda was like tripping about the friends. So realistically, I got to ask myself, why was she tripping? Why was he tripping? But be real. These are all private. You don't have to share with anyone why you do things. That's the cool thing. I learned about Google. I stopped asking people shit pretty much around Zeke time. When Martin died, he was my leader. He was the only person I've ever respected in my life. Martin never hit on me once. And he taught me how to be a businesswoman. And his skills were quality, and he believed in me. He was very minimal with the words that he chose to use, and he never denied me of what I wanted or said I wanted to do. He would only ask me things in a way that was simple, 5 words or less. I'd say, Martin, I gotta go. There's a situation going on back over here at the home front. My mom's, the devil's portal. There's always a situation at mom's house, every time. Very dramatic. 5-hour round trip away. Martin was there for me during those times. He was there for me during my custody battle. I would spend a lot of time in that upstairs 3rd floor bathroom, dude, talking to fucking CPS and fucking custody shit. It was horrible. Every 2 weeks, court would get continued. And for those of you who go through a custody battle, court will reside where the kid was born. And so since I relocated up here to Spokane to go to treatment, and then I ended up staying here and changing my life and buying a house and all the shit, I had to still go back to Grant County for court. That is a lot of fucking time. Every 2 weeks, a 5-hour round trip to get continued because we couldn't agree. It was stupid. I got there in the morning. I'm so sorry. I got to go. I homes, you know, this is going on. And he would always be so chill. He'd just sit there. He'd say, okay. And I'd be like, okay, I love you, I'll see you soon. He'd be like, hey, Drew. And I'd say, yeah. And he was like, you can go, but what are you going to do when you get there? And I literally just stopped in that moment, and I fucking pictured myself there when I arrived. And I was there in my head, standing in the living room like usual. As soon as you walk through the front door, there's a bunch of fucking dog kennels everywhere. So it's from the moment you are thinking about, it's a whole vibe. You're obviously hearing there's a dramatic thing. Go. You know it's going to become legal because that's what Leos cannot stop fucking calling the police on people. It's their fucking specialty. Everything becomes dramatic and legal. And you get involved. And Leos also have the ability to make themselves look like the fucking good one all of a sudden when the cops show up. And because you're emotionally invested now, and you've been actually contacted by usually the person, there's always a reason why you're down there, bro. That was all strategy. She was trying to put me in situations 24/7 to look reactive and stupid. And I believe that with all my heart. And I will never again fucking be the product of fucking her demise. Literally, he would ask me shit like that. She would accuse me of sleeping with Martin, actually, just because she knew I loved him. And that's her problem. Now, Martin taught me how to Martin taught me that I was worth something. Martin came to me, who my parent put down. I've never been loved. I had never been respected in my life prior to Martin. He was the first person to respect me. No, I will never let nobody disrespect Martin. He was a good man. That's why I don't believe any of the bitches when they say that he tried to hit on them. Oh, did he? Because I never caught my boss one time in 6 years even look at a woman inappropriate. How? Men who look at women inappropriate, they have a face. I don't believe what anybody says unless I see it for myself anyway. But I legit never saw that. I never saw it. And I knew who my boss dated when he dated. He struggled a lot with fucking dating. To be honest, it's none of your fucking business, bitch. They don't even know what they were talking about. He would help me understand that shit, bro. He would say shit in a simple way. And as I stood in my mom's house that day, mentally thinking about it, I entered that first living room. And I seen the view in my head. And my mom always comes usually out the hallway. Her hallway's right there. There's a living room on the other side of the wall, bro. And it's like a three-way fucking head collision. She can see through her window who pulls. It's crazy. It's just a vibe. And so basically, yeah, it's a three-way collision every time in that little fucking boom. Whoever is in the fight with my mother is usually either outside, running from the police at this time, or in the other living room. Usually. They're usually somewhere in the living room, which tells me they need out. They don't even stay in their fucking room when they're fighting with mama. I've never seen anybody in the room. And you know what that tells me? Why would they not be in the room? I want you to break things down like this. Realistically, now that I never even thought of this point right here, but like, why were they not in the room? Why is nobody in the room? I can imagine because there's an exit on both sides here. If they were to be in this spot on the other side of the wall, they can actually escape. And then you think, why were they inside? Because you're emotionally connected to your abuser. Do you see how they were in a spot? Everybody's in a spot there in that trailer. There's an exit on both sides, but nobody went outside prior. Nobody's leaving. You see that? It's all just a little cycle. Nobody's gonna leave either. You're gonna drive down there. That's what he was pointing out, and he never even said it like that. But the point here, guys, is how many times have you been running around like a chicken with your fucking head off for anybody like this? That's not your fucking shit. He made me realize simple things like that. I don't visit graves and I don't go to funerals, but I do Martin. I love my boss a lot and very grateful for everything he taught me. He taught me how to be a woman. And I've always been a hardworking woman, but I was a slave to narcissists prior. I was a slave to narcissists. And when you are around people who don't treat you with respect, that's because they don't respect themselves. Those people mentally think you owe them shit. They do not appreciate you. And when you do anything, they're not going to fucking tell you it's good enough. They're pathetic. Even if the only time they tell you that it's good enough is when they realize that you're about to fucking maybe get so beat down by their shit that they can lose you. And so it's a grooming thing. They're just like the groomers from fucking literally they are groomers. Groomers. And what that means is that people that are like that truly don't give two fucks about you. And I want you to know that. And I'm going to break that down for you. The first thing a groomer will do, and this is a narcissist. A narcissist means that you are an extension of their fucking life. You work for them. And when you work for them and you do what the fuck they think in their life, they see things from a view that nobody else sees it from. Everybody knows that. They're annoying, they're selfish, they're rude, and their plan clearly hasn't fucking worked their whole fucking life, but they cannot change. So they think that if they put everyone that is in their control to work, they're coming up with ways to put you to work because they think that that's how the plan will change. But the truth is that they're fucking an adult. God did not make you to service somebody on this earth. You're supposed to be serving God. It says put God first. And they're one of those people typically that'll talk to you about religion. But they'll even threaten that you'll go to hell. I mean, they're acting in as a God. And you got to ask yourself, if God was standing in a room with you and anyone at any time, how would they talk then? And that's how I just want you to always go by it. Anybody that doesn't smile and find joy in your happiness doesn't. They're not confused. They're not sad. They're fake. And it's about 70 or 80% of the world. I'm not going to say everybody's a narcissist. I'll break everybody's fucking personality top down. I do that as a living. I don't diagnose, but I use it for education. I was trained in psychology for the purpose of being able to see what my students thought like. so that I could understand if they had any mental health issues, and also so that I can make the best connection with them and find out what learning style they used. Everybody has a different learning style. And with mental health being a real thing, for those of you who are confused about mental health, it's not a thought process. What happens with mental health is I want you to picture two peaches, one really nice peach and a peach that has been eaten by a bug. And as you go through trauma, drugs, abuse, and fighting and toxic relationships, your brain dissolves and it pretty much ends up looking like the moon with the pits in it. And a healthy brain that does not do drugs and drinks and does not have toxic relationships does not have any pits. And those pits matter. Every part of your brain holds DNA and cells. So you're literally becoming less and less and less. You are permanently changing. And if you, like, the pills are just a wild guess from your counselors. When they take those notes, they say, okay, according to my notes and my expertise, I have decided they're 67% depressed, 44% fucking PTSD, and 1% happy. You know what I mean? And you're like, what does that mean, doctor? And they're like, don't worry, we're sending this to the lab. So all they do is literally take a score based off of what you answer. So if you answer anything less than, or you're feeling doubtful, you're feeling embarrassed, you're scared, you're shameful, you lie, you up it, you lower it in any way, you're altering the dose of your fucking medication in the end is what you're doing, okay? So it's not worth it. Your medication, that little pill that you get, is actually a result of how you answered your questions, and it's also what they came up with their expertise. Something that concerns me about that, and also I understand, we got two problems here. We got a good thing and a bad thing. We know that those counselors need to have the nice brain. We can't have counselors with pits in it. But have you guys ever said you would never do something, and then you did it, and it really fucking changed your life and humbled you? That's where this even happened for me. I was just straight A law student, and I ended up being a criminal, and I've been pregnant. It was a way different path for me. But today I stand here loving you guys so much. And before I judged criminals, I judged addicts, I judged young moms. I was rude. I was cruel. I was truly cruel. I was the girl from the fucking Mean Girls group. I was their group leader. And it wasn't until my sister died and I saw the whole room fill up at her funeral with people that truly loved her for her beauty. That's where popularity was nipped in the butt for me. What did popular matter? There was nowhere to sit when Kinsey's funeral happened. Kinsey only wore a messy bun and read books and a sweater. Sometimes my mom would tell Kinsey, brush your hair. She'd say, I did. I walked by the heater and it blew it away like this. She didn't care. She was beautiful in her heart. That's why Kinsey went to heaven young. She was truly pure. Kinsey was beautiful. All she ever did was read Sweet Valley High books. Bro, I was a bitch. This is me when I got home. I planned this fucking, I was a bitch. I would come into the whole house. I don't give a fuck who you were. I would pretty much walk through the hallway, scan your room, and I'd decide, I'm taking your room, fucker. I shit you not. Did this my whole fucking life. Literally, I would go right in anybody's room in the whole fucking house other than my mom's. I would take all their shit out. I'd throw it in the fucking my old room, bro. And I fucking throw it. Literally, I don't give a fuck. It was in a pile. I'd come in and just, dude, who does that? Who does that, bro? I'm scared for my life. I would just have my whole room decorated now in your room. And Kinsey and I had a share room because there's 4 of us and we had a 3-bedroom house. So there's 2 and 2. And sometimes I tried other people, but Tasha was my other option. And Tasha is not clean. Tasha's just like my mom with respect. We have a whole different thing. I am very fucking picky about shit, and Tasha and my mom are very the same. They're hoarders with respect, and there will be, like, even the last time I was down there, there's like this box of fucking ornaments I'm pretty sure possibly came from Dorothy's, and Dorothy's been dead for a while, maybe like 2 years almost. So I don't know where this came from. Another box of weird shit, and standing there already thinking I'm gonna throw it in the garbage personally. I shit you not, Tasha come out and say, you should put that somewhere. I said, yeah, you want to throw it away? And they said, no, there's a lot of good stuff in there, Tara. by all means. You know what I mean? So fuck no. Kinsey was the one for me that I shared a room with. And Kinsey had a futon. I would put it back into the form of the couch and literally shove her ass in the fucking closet, because in the trailers you just have those wide enough closets. I'd just take the door off and put Kinsey's couch in the closet, and then I would make some kind of like wall form to hide her. And fucking I would have my whole room out here in front of everywhere. I didn't ask Kinsey if she wanted to switch rooms. I didn't ask my sister or brother if I could take their room. So some of you guys had to deal with a dickhead fucking sibling like me. So, but Kinsey was just so beautiful. She literally, she never even complained. Are you kidding me? She literally, I can still remember her sitting here, literally like this. Just reading her fucking book in the closet. That's really beautiful behavior. I couldn't even believe it. No, it's obvious why Kinsey went to heaven. You have the Ace of Wands here as your card, though. That's good. It's been coming up a lot. That's a big deal, you guys. The Ace of Wands is like the best, I think, that you could really be. Big things are happening for you, and I think that this is the chapter where we just actually process things and close everything out. And it's going to be hard. Sometimes, cry, but the good thing is that it's over. You're so cute. And part of things being over is that you have to accept it. And we have to process it. And something that I learned also in psychology is that the brain has 4 different levels that it has to go through. I think 5 in total. But the first part that the brain receives is the event that occurs. Lobe 1 gets the event. Your brain decides if he likes it or not. So in Lobe 1, you get the event, and it's like, whoa, it goes into section 2. Section 2 is the processing zone. That's where you think before you speak. If you don't have parents in your life that taught you proper communication, you don't go to section 2. You go from 1 to 3. And so you might have to come back in and learn section 2. If you were somebody who was talked at, yelled at, talked down to, you didn't learn section 2. Because section 2 would have been somebody talking to you respectfully enough for you to actually be able to think. If somebody comes at you in an attacking way, your body will naturally close down. You can't even respond properly. So section 2 would be where you think before you speak. And you need a minute to pause to do that, right? So if you have people in your life that are just talking, and they don't actually stop, they don't pick how many words they use, they're not thinking about how to properly talk to you, and they're telling you that they want change from you, that's not going to happen, because they're not talking to you respectfully. You have to be comfortable in your environment to thrive and learn. If you are tense, if you're nervous, if you have anxiety, if it's awkward, if you haven't resolved issues, there's nothing to talk about for forward movement until everything that we already just labeled, and that's only some of it. All those feelings are very powerful. And people are expecting people to do something when they feel those ways. You cannot do that. You have to be relaxed. You have to be able to trust. You have to be able to speak. You have to be heard. You have to understand. And those were things that many of us didn't receive. And I'm sorry that happened, but we're going to learn those things now. I learned it. Now I'm in section 3. Once you can learn those little things, that's a lot in section 2 right there. And in section 2, you realize, man, did I get that? And it hurts you. That's where you see people having successful and calm relationships. Because they were taught that from the get-go. is just crazy to me, guys, but like from the ages 0 to 5 years old, everything a child heard, that's what creates their foundation for their entire future of who they're going to be. I can't tell you how many times I would say things like, Skylar can't hear, he's little, he doesn't understand. They feel you guys. So I want you to stop. I'm such an asshole. It's not all about you, Tara. That's what my mom says. Seems like I was kind of an asshole, huh? From 0 to 5, what was your childhood like? And how did you treat your children? Nobody knows that. From 0 to 5, whatever a child hears is what is going to create whether they're tense or relaxed. And that would make sense when she's always got to be fucking doing some dumb shit in the background. Because a baby doesn't need to understand what a word means. To hear a glass breaking, you don't need to, you have to relate to the fact that you do feeling. All a baby has to know, or a child under 5, is how they can see. So you have to be like, what were they looking at? Were they looking at mom and dad's faces happy? Because if a baby only sees in that, a child does, they understand everything, dude, for all this crazy shit. Like, yeah, they see you. So they're learning what is normal to them. So when you're like, you need to be good. What the fuck is that? Literally give yourself a fucking break. It's not to blame. It's not to fucking do anything. It's just saying in all reality, what did we see from 0 to 5? And from 0 to 7, it's very important how you speak to a child, because you're not supposed to say, hey, don't do that. That's bad. You're supposed to teach them. Under 7 is when a child is taught how to correct. A child who is not taught how to correct will be told to do better. That's two different things. You taught that child nothing except for that they didn't do it right. You taught them that they disappointed you. Breaks my heart. I wish we would have learned this in life skills class, man. You're not even supposed to have a baby until you're 26 or older, because that's when you start to understand these things. And it's all in there. It breaks my heart. Everybody's been really hard on themselves, for whether or not they were a good parent or not. But we were all a bunch of young kids having kids, I feel like bad about it. I feel like if you could understand those things, you guys, you're going to be like, dude, I never learned it. You never learned it. It's okay, man. We could all cry together and be like, fuck, dude. It just takes me back to all those days when you're sitting there and your back's up against the wall and you're crying and you're like, man. And we've all been there, and they're like, get better, get better, get better. And you're like, I want to. And everybody said, then why don't you? I don't know, man. I guess I just want to. That is true. What was it any more than that? Get better. So you taught them that they weren't good enough. They did it bad again. That was it, guys. You didn't follow through with the plan of action afterwards. Start following through with the plan of action. Get better means what? Get better means I've come to you today calmly to talk to you respectfully so that you can remain open and able to learn, trusting and comfortable with my approach so that I can have the best results that benefit you, not that's how your leader speaks. So it's going to benefit them. You don't want a leader that's telling you, get better. That leader is abusive. A good leader, I learned, does what Martin does. He lets you make your own choice. And he lets you think it through. He pauses before he speaks again. He chooses a simple amount of words. He says it respectfully, calmly. It is in your tone of voice. You have to have a nice and welcoming tone. It's the same, think about it. If you're like, hey, what the fuck are you doing? that can seem like you're kind of pissed. And, but if you're like, hey, what the fuck are you doing, baby? That's obviously happy. Same words, different tone. So watch your tone. Watch your face expression. You want to be kind. If somebody looks over and you're fucking scowling at them and you're like, dude, why the fuck didn't you fucking rotate the laundry again? Not only is your tone rude, but now you're looking at them weird. You're setting yourself up to fight. Yes, your laundry wasn't rotated. Yes, they agreed to it. But why are you speaking to them? Because you want them to remember to fucking rotate your laundry. And so you're really speaking. Yes, you're speaking because you're annoyed. But are you really just trying to express that you're annoyed and get nowhere? Or are you going to be able to fucking challenge yourself to watch your tone and your face and try a few different ways of going about it? You're going to be able to, this is probably something that many of us haven't, didn't try a lot. You kind of see, you keep coming at them the same way, the same tone, the same face. So as you chameleonize and you try these strategies, you're just going to know which people do and don't care. There are so many people that don't give a fuck about your laundry, okay? But honestly, if they don't want to give a fuck about your laundry, they don't need to be telling you that they're going to rotate it. So there's many ways that you could change like how you're going about everything. If they don't want to do laundry, they can say no. Rotate your own fucking laundry. And then you're like, what the fuck? And you would have to just decide what you're going to do at that point. But if they say, yeah, I'm going to rotate laundry, well then why the fuck are you seriously not rotating that fucking laundry if you say you're going to do it? So really just got to challenge yourself to work on your tones of voice, and you do, because body language is key. If you walk in and I'm just like, yeah guys, so spirituality is amazing, and then somebody fucking walks in there and like, why the fuck didn't you part? You can imagine I'm gonna literally be totally caught off guard. I was not prepared to speak. I did that wrong. So that's what people don't understand. Yeah, somebody did something wrong, but you're coming in and you're trying to fucking say something that honestly, if in the moment you speak, you're rude or angry, that whole conversation ended there. It ends there. You will get nowhere with results if you do not learn how to stay calm, be respectful, you need to pause before you speak. So less is more. Try to get better at speaking 5 to 10 words only. If when you begin, you come up with a script, do that. You don't always have the right answers. Like I was going to tell you in the beginning when I first started class, I had to be on stage, and Martin had us do all these chemistry classes. Basically, we have to learn chemistry. Excuse me. And he gave all of us a product line to go through, and go lay down. Go. Not kidding. And we had to learn one of the questions while I was in the middle of my motherfucking class on stage. I was already up there. I had already gathered the stuff that I was going to gather, and I didn't have some of the information that he wanted to know. And he was like, Tara, so how long is the shelf life for Goldwell? And I was like, 7 years. So apparently my reaction is to just be instantly fucking a liar. Great. And he was so surprised. I'll never forget his face. He's just now realizing this was a lie. I'm sorry. That's where my attitude of you're either a boss or a bitch comes in, apparently. And literally, dude, he was like, whoa. And there was a whole audience full of people. I had the whole room convinced this shit was 7 years with my reaction. That's why your face expression, your tone, and everything is going to make people believe, it's going to give them a feeling. That's why when they do inspirations, like, yeah, and then they're like, yeah, so watch people's like body languages and how, if they're more like this, anybody who's more closed does not feel like they can be vulnerable and open to the world. The ones that are all laid back and like, what's up, dude? What's up? Yeah, like the more open your body is, maybe not open that, right? That'd be bad. You guys want to see my whole thing. We're not doing that. Okay, so yeah, the more open anybody is, though, that tells you just looking at body languages. Look at their body language. If there's somebody just like, even if there's like this, that's saying, however open. This is 100. This is you just being like chill as fuck, relax. I'm not gonna make you do a back bend, but like the more open your body is, that's a person they're relaxed, they're outgoing. They feel like they can be that vulnerable. That doesn't mean that they're intelligent, it doesn't put anything else on there, but it does mean that they're trusting and they're willing to allow people to probably get a little closer to them. These ones like here, I would say that's more depression. Lost in thought shit. And so just being able to see people's eyes, their tones, their face expressions, everything's just been really helpful. But I can tell you right now, I guess you guys are my friends, but I'll go ahead and say, let me see. I feel like we spend a lot of time on spirituality. It's like we do this all day. This is very spiritual, I feel like. So I'm going to make my spirituality thing probably... I don't know. I feel like it's even bigger. So over here, we had spirituality and friends. I really do feel like you guys are my friends, and I feel like we also focus on spirituality. So I'm going to change my spirituality to that. Big one, and you're going to update this. You can do this weekly or every 2 weeks. And then as far as like friends go, I'll hang out with friends sometimes. I don't mind. I don't really like anybody at my house really that much. They kind of annoy me, but sometimes, but then they always get so mad. So they always want to keep talking, and like, get the fuck away from me. I have an Airbnb, and so when my friends try to come over, I'll stick them up in their own room. Every time they're like, "Are you fucking kidding me right now?" And I'm like, "No. I told you that before you got here, and so get the fuck out of my face." And they just they keep staring at me. I'm like the most unusual friend. But next one. So we got family here. Well, I did at least do one new thing this time. I made amends with my sister, except for that. I'm still processing a lot of the shit that I'm processing right now, and part of that is I'm actually in a phase where I'm expressing things that I'm upset about my sister and mom in, and it is not saying that I don't love them. But yeah, I'm gonna be saying some shit because I am going through a phase where I'm closing out. I have been keeping all of this shit a secret my whole life, and I'm not doing that anymore because it's part of the process of closure. They had no problem taking me to court and writing declarations on me and fucking literally taking me to court. So you wrote a journal and you went to the fucking court. So I'm the one in the family that apparently can't speak about anything because I'm the only one that actually said anything. That's not my problem. I am very proud of myself for I'm not going to be a part of that shit. That does not mean that I love them. So I battle with that. I don't like their morals or values or lives. That's what I feel like. They talk down on me and say, "Oh, she fucking uses," or "fucking she's a partier," or "she's a whore." Bro, you've been all those things. We've all done all that. So now you're all, what does it matter? I don't sit there and down people when they're in the struggle. I don't put people anymore. I don't. After I fucked my sister died and I went through myself, I was like, holy shit, dude. Man, that's nuts. It's crazy how you say it. Change. And then you're sitting there, you're like, I would never do that. I can't even believe they're doing that. And next thing you know, you're doing it. Oh, yeah. Well, I don't not stay humbled after that shit. I'll never forget, dude, the shit I went through in that phase. And I do respect that. I mean, I understand some people. So my mom and Tasha, they're the type to get clean. And they did a good job. But to be honest, Tasha was in the same phase that I was in. I had 10 years clean when Martin died. And I think she just celebrated 6. So to be that type, girl, give it 4 more years, girl. Maybe you'll find your boss hung. And, you might have a little situation where you relapse too. You know what I mean? Don't come at me, bro. Don't tell me how the fuck you would live your life and all that shit. Because you actually don't fucking know. And, I was thinking about that the other night. But I always try to tell them that. I'm like, bro, and even still, with even anything that I went through, I am the only homeowner. I'm the only one who graduated college twice. I'm the only one that left town. You know, my sister's living up here with her military boyfriend. I'm happy for that. I think that's great. And so it's just like, whatever, dude. I'm not tripping on fucking shit. They trip on me a lot because fucking it bothers them when I say things because, well, that's what happens when you have secrets, and I don't anymore. I tell you guys everything on my channel. I tell you guys I'm an addict. I tell you guys I went through CPS. Tell you guys I lost my kids because I was tired of feeling like that. I was tired of fucking fearing what they felt. I was tired of being blackmailed. I was tired of going to court. I was scared every day. I just knew, man, the only way I'm going to fucking be able to deal with these people is to tell on myself. That's why I channel. I'm never going to have anyone ever tell my story for me again. And then as I've grown, you just learn, you know what? Part of healing is telling the truth, your own story. And we are the ones who there is a motherfucker in the family that is the catalyst to a lot of shit. I'm the catalyst for sure in my family, whether it's in a positive way, whether it's in the middle of what the fuck they're trying to do, the stupid shit, I'm always the one who does something reactive and in a different direction. So they can use me as a pawn often. They do it all the time, little fuckers. Dude, but it's fine. I'm learning those things. And you can too. Just know that we don't have to hate anybody. But as you go through whatever you do ask yourself, like, why am I blogging about this? Why do I say that? Well, I say it because it hurts me. I say it because I never got to talk about it in court. Because when they turned me in and wrote declarations against me, let's be honest here, they did that shit with me side by side. So basically a whole group of people that I was actually partying with turned me in, me and my dad. And they all stood side by side. I've said everything that I said, and they took my kids. My mom took my kids. Literally, dude, she took my kids. And she just said, she made up this bullshit stuff. She said, supposedly we would do a third-party agreement and that I should keep the twins, you know, and with respect, me and James we were driving to the appointment because I was in law school. I found out I was having twins. I was too young to have twins. She just made me feel like poop about terminating the pregnancy, and I understand that. I don't feel good about even saying that, but I'm going to be honest with that too. I haven't even talked about that, and I know that it's fucked up. I feel bad about saying that because my girls are going to hear this, and that's going to make them feel like maybe I didn't want them. No, I did not. It's not about that. It was that James and I were partying for 3 months or so before I even found out I was pregnant. I was scared. I was scared that she would have been, you know, not healthy. Found out I was having twins. With James, me and James, we were partying. I was trying to make the right decision. I was in law school. I should have been responsible. I did actually have it set up. I should have went with what I was going to do. And that's not because and that doesn't mean that I wouldn't want Miley or Brooke here today. I'm glad they're here. But for myself at that time and my skills, unless I would have actually known, you will not get them back. And you will have to live with literally shame and disgust, because not only did she convince me to keep them, she was not going to give them back. She said something about we have a third party agreement. I didn't lose my kids. There's something that I am involved in. It's called a third party agreement. And what they said is that when I supposedly got a house, got a job, and could take care of my kids well, she would return them. That's what the agreement says. It says if she does not agree to return the kid, that the only way I can get my kid back is to prove that something so bad is going on in her home that they'd be better off with me. Yeah, and she doesn't let me visit. She tells them terrible things about me. She tells them things like that. I didn't want them. She tells them me and her dad did part. She tells them everything. So it's whatever. I'm just going to tell my own story. I'm not a piece of shit. My mom lives in a trailer with a hole in the kitchen floor, and she's still sleeping on my old bed. And she's telling everybody that I'm a piece of shit. And half the time they believe it. But that's where I just got to come in and say, no, bro, I'm speaking on my own behalf. Because people might ask people, why don't she have her kids? Well, I was a teen fucking mother partying, and that's why, what I just told you why. And I do. I didn't lose my kids. Apparently I pay child support. I'm the baby daddy, and I'm supposed to get them every other weekend. I have a parenting plan. She doesn't. She's the worst fucking parenting plan partner I've ever had. It's terrible. So I get it. If any of you are like, man, this sucks. Oh, I know. Oh, I know. My daughters didn't even come up and spend, I don't think they came up once last year. She'll tell me that she tells them I don't come down and visit them. She wants me to stay at her fucking house, and I'm supposed to have supervised visits with my kids. That's what she tries to do. And the only way around it is to go back to court. And I'm telling you what, I cannot stand court, bro. I have like literal, I hate it now. I didn't even want to do it anymore after. I couldn't even stand it. I can't stand people that have to do that shit. So that's actually the truth. And actually, my sister wrote declarations against me and worked with my mom and took my kids with me. And then she slept with my baby daddy. That's the truth. And then Tasha just told me, sorry, I'm sorry for sleeping with your baby daddy after I wrote declarations against you. Phoenix? The fuck are you talking about, bro? What are you talking about? As far as I'm concerned, nobody would normally be friends with somebody like that ever again. So for me to literally even be kind enough, I didn't tell on them either in court because they had said so much terrible shit, dude, that if I would have responded the truth back, those kids would have went to a foster home and I wasn't a fucking idiot. She doesn't have custody of the kids because she's better than me or that I'm bad. She took my kids. And she does it for, in my opinion, child support. She wants money. She literally moved Tori in when I was 14, and I did not want Tori to be there. I was a straight A student, and in my opinion, I think she moved Tori in to get me pregnant with Skylar so she could then again do that. She's a kid collector, and I could be wrong. But what kind of parent forces their child to sleep? Like, I did not want to have Tori live there. I did not want him living there. I felt really uncomfortable. I literally, it's creepy shit. And it's all weird, in my opinion. It's all weird. And no, I definitely want it looked at. I definitely want it taken a very close look at because my concern isn't that I want anybody in trouble. My concern is all of those facts right there. That was the one given custody by the person who makes the decisions to give custody. Something that I'm just super pissed. We'll be coming for the departments. Because obviously it's clear that whoever's making the ultimate overall decision is choosing people that are not the best fit, and there's no justice served on any of half the people's part. Literally 50% of the people, and this doesn't even just have to do with child support, it has to do with literal landlords too. During the time of COVID, all landlords couldn't kick anybody out because they would have been homeless. Those landlords lost their houses. Do you think a fucking landlord wants to rent because they're just rich as fuck? Bro, they fuck people over. 50% of the people get fucked over. That's true. So we're going to do something about it. But just know, we're going to get back to this. I'm going to get in the bath and just relax for a second. But dude, there's a lot to learn. There's a lot to learn. I just go on to Google every day if you can. Stop swiping TikTok and shit and just actually just spend 20 minutes a day. Take 20 minutes a day to learn anything you want. Quizzes are really fun for me. I told you guys I really love quizzes. I found some super cool quizzes to look over. These ones are new ones. I only did one yesterday, but there's a bunch. I don't even know if I can find it, but I wrote them on the back. Sugar dumpling. That's cool. Someone is gossiping about you in the reverse. They best be. They best be, bitch. Because when you tell your own story, they're like, fuck. You know, they're like, that's the only thing I had on her. Well, I'll tell them myself. Thank you. You are ancient Egyptian energy. You're very wise. You're very ancient. And you have an old soul. And you're just you're literally not today, bro. It's not going to happen. You're learning balance. And you see, dude, I couldn't even fucking stop. How long have we even been here? So long. I could keep going on and on. That's why I love life skills. That's why I love understanding the human body. Because it takes understanding how, there's 4 sections of the brain work. Nobody knows those things. Nobody knows that a brain dissolves and turns into a fucking moon pit that is not curable. And so when you're get better, so whatever. Shut up. Yeah, there's a lot of great things here. We'll come back in here, but it says illuminate. You have a free spirit. And you're free in your spirit. And that is what forgiveness is, you guys, is what we're doing right here. I'm telling you, I'm truly hurt still, but I'm speaking up. I'm saying I still love them. I'm saying that out of respect. This is not, they're angry. They think I'm talking shit. Oh, I felt you were talking shit in jail. This is not, if I wanted to get them back, I would have done it in jail. That's happened in 2005. That's a long time ago, guys. It's taken me all these years to actually get here today. So when you're thinking get better, babe, just find out what you're passionate about. I became very passionate about teaching people this. I found that by all that pain and all that confusion, this is now my life passion. And I would not be here doing this if I did not sit up against those walls crying my fucking eyes out, desperate, wanting so badly to change, and being literally told that I'm a piece of shit every day. That's terrible. That's crazy. And obviously, you see, I'm getting upset. It hurts. But when they say to forgive somebody, it's about you giving yourself the opportunity to learn. It's not even freedom. Yeah, you're free. But if you are in a state of anger, you cannot have a clear mind in order to learn. We talked about that. You have to be relaxed. And so when you start to feel yourself getting upset, pay attention to that. When you see that your voice is getting elevated, pay attention to that. Give yourself a moment. When you feel your body's like, give yourself a moment. Be like, that's why they tell you to do the 10 breaths. Because oxygen gets cut off from your brain. When you say too much, obviously you're pushing all the air out. When you're closing off and you're tense and you're like, what the fuck? Your muscles are getting tense. You have to think. Your body is completely squeezing out all of your air. And so you're actually not able to have a clear mind because you have less air. So when they tell you to do the 10 breaths, it might sound silly. But the point of it is to put oxygen back through your brain so that you can then relax. So if you need to do that, do that. And how you properly do that is you have to breathe through your nose. I don't do this at regular either. I'm kind of like a dude. You're not going to catch me doing it. Okay, stop. All right, so we're supposed to breathe through our nose. And you're not even supposed to have your arms crossed. You need to be relaxed. So if you need to shake your shoulders around, do your stretches. You want to make, wherever you feel your muscles are real tight and shit, which is pretty much going to be everywhere, just do those stretches every day. And we'll start doing them together too. We could do 10-minute sessions. We might look a little funny because I told you I am kind of like a dude. And so I don't really try to do things. I don't try to do things. And so sometimes I'll try it. Because if you're doing yoga or something, you have to be a ballerina now. And so you're it can get weird fast. So you're going to have to bear with me. But that is really what and then all of a sudden you're oh yeah, yoga. They're that is not yoga. And you're and then you're kicked out of the class every time. They're do yoga. Dude, see, this would be fun. No, stop. All right. So I'm going to get back. Dude, that is a good one. Why did I not even know? Because then you could test yourself to see if you have skills to see how close you get. Hi. That would be a good one. This is bad. All right. But yeah, yoga's good. I'm more of a martial arts girl. That was pretty martial artsy. Oh, I filled in some shit. I love you guys though. You guys are so cool. Just know that there's a lot to do. Fuck, dude. And I'm sure that the one for you is probably out there doing this shit too. Because look at, Jesse, I don't even know. That's what synchronicity is, guys, is what we have right here. I have no doubt that you're going to probably find somebody in this group or along the way in the future because we want to truly feel better. And feel better is not about being right. This has nothing to do with being right. I've tried to teach this to my family for years. But until they can be honest and vulnerable with what they've done, which they can't because they're ashamed. I get it. Well, they're not where we are. Everybody's going to be different. You're going to be either the person that was fucking blasted and turned against, and so your shit's already out there on the table. They've been talking about you for years. I'm that one. Everybody knows, bro. That's what they say. Oh, you fucking this and that. You fucking crackhead. You fucking this and that. Bro, shut up. Are you done yet? Literally, I'm not ashamed of that, bro. I never fucking was ashamed of that. I never had a problem. Obviously, that's not what we should do, but I'm not going to lie. I miss my fucking homie sometimes. Jeremy Parr, he is passed today. Jeremy Parr's a fucking dork. I would have never met Jeremy Parr. Shout out to Jeremy Parr. We love you, dude. He was a fucking dork. One time, Jeremy Parr come walk into the fucking apartment complex with a banana on the string. Who the fuck? You don't see that shit unless you're in the hood. my fucking favorite thing, dude, he's so stupid, dude. Bro, he come literally to the apartment with a motherfucking hamster cage and a cockroach in it, bro. The apartment owner is outside, dude. Here's Jeremy. He's literally walking the banana with a cockroach in a cage. That is shit you see sometimes. You can imagine as an Airbnb landlord, I am going to shit my pants if you come over here with a cockroach in a cage. But there was a lot of really crazy things and fun times, and there were scary times too. But I also, in my mom's house, was just fucking getting beat down and working on a farm as somebody's slave. So when I actually at least got the fuck out there, I was laughing. You know, there were times when we were fiending, you know. But, you know, to be honest, I talked my dad into buying me an Astro van, and me and James, we ran away together. We only lost it 6 months before I rolled it 2.5 times. I should have died. I woke up, I was upside down in that van, and fucking everything was crushed around me, like hella jagged. I'll have to see my mom to find pictures if she'll ever actually do anything for me. Every time I even ask her if fucking my brother's there, she'll tell me no. She's so fucking lame. She'll be like, I'll be like, oh yeah, so did you want to like do Thanksgiving or anything? No, she's like, honestly, Tara, I'm just not going to be dealing with the drama. The drama? You know what the drama was from last time? My 33-year-old brother punching my fucking 18-year-old in the face and her telling the cops she didn't see anything. That's what she's referring to. What? Because I'm gonna fucking probably fucking do. I did. I fucking told the cop. I'm not gonna cover for you guys weird shit. Do you think I hate my brother? I'm pretty pissed. And yeah, I called cops. Fucking you damn right, you little fucks. Nobody hits my fucking kid. Stupid. My son lives up here now. And he's 18, he doesn't stay here much. You guys see him in and out, but he's working with his dad and he's doing fucking great. My son ain't like that shit, dude. My son was doing dishes the other day and he's wearing a shirt and on the back of it said, successful people don't make excuses. I'm fucking proud as fuck. Because when you got strong family genetics like that of a bunch of fucking takers on state benefits or their man or woman shit, with no, and I'm not being rude, I'm being honest. You have no outlet but your man or your child in the home. Do you know how miserable that is for all of us? You're supposed to at least have an outlet. They have no balance. Look, there's where they don't hang out with friends. They don't have a career. They don't fucking love themselves clearly because you're supposed to do everything. And if it wasn't for what you didn't do for them, then they wouldn't even be in the situation. They hate their family usually. Their family fucks them over. And their self-health is clearly poor too because they're miserable every day. And they don't even go to church. I mean, where the fuck are they balanced? They don't. That's sad, actually. I've never done a wheel for them. Not going there. I'm taking a bubble bath. Yeah, that was some deep energy. Ooh, dude, that'd be crazy. That was a really powerful, sad wheel. No, my sister's learning though. And so is my mom. They do watch my channel and they say they don't. But sometimes they admit that they do. And I hear it in the words, and that was my dream come true. My brother, I hope he is. I love all my family. I love my family. My mom's a Leo, so she's a fire sign. She had all water signs. Tasha, Scorpio, Colton, Pisces. I'm Cancer. And oddly enough, my birthday falls on June 26th, which falls as the High Priestess in the deck. And it is the perfect blend of a pure water sign. I'm equal parts of Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. That's pretty rare. That's really crazy. So I actually understand. It makes sense why I got Pisces and Cancers and literal fucking Scorpios usually as my best friends. My mom's a badass. My mom, I don't hate her for what she did. She was just a fucking asshole. And she's too stubborn sometimes to fucking see that right here. And so that's where you just gotta say, fuck. So my information and my delivery last time didn't work. How can I maybe try it again? And that's where you're just gonna have to step back a lot of times with people that are very masculine and dominant. You're pretty much gonna have to inspire, and you have to not even tell them that you're teaching them. You have to pretty much if you wanted them to know something, maybe you want to have sugar dumplings for fucking dinner. Do not tell this person that, how you might do it is write it on this card and just casually drop it on the floor. Don't let them see you drop it either, or you're going to get fucking yelled at for dropping something. The only way you can have sugar dumplings is if they pass the sugar dumpling thing and maybe it gives them the idea. They're saying, they're going to come and maybe say, think I might make sugar dumplings sometime this week. And you're like, yes. So that's how you would change your delivery. I love you guys. I'll see you soon. You're sexy and you know it.